Lara Jean has a big choice to make. Is she Team Peter or Team John Ambrose? Hey guys, it's Kristen, and today we are talking about P.S. I Still Love You, the To All the Boys I Loved Before sequel. This is a film that's adapted from the books by Jenny Han. It stars Lana Condor, Noah Centineo, and Jordan Fisher. It's sort of like a modern version of a 1980s John Hughes movie, and we're following Lara Jean and Peter, who have officially become boyfriend and girlfriend. But what happens when one of the other letters that Lara Jean wrote kind of comes back into the picture in the form of John Ambrose? Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on P.S. I Still Love You. When To All the Boys I Loved Before came out, I think it really blew people away. It really elevated Noah Centineo's career and Lana Condor's career. It told this really adorable love story centered around an Asian American teenage girl, which is something that we don't often see. When we get into P.S. I Still Love You, they do have a lot of those similar elements. This whole film in general is definitely like a vibe. It's an aesthetic. You know, the cool colors, that Tiffany blue, everything is very like cute and perfect, and I think even Peter kind of calls out to a little bit when he's talking about Thanksgiving, where they're eating this food that looks like it comes from a food and wine magazine. You know, it's a very Covey thing to have that sort of aesthetic, and I think that they continue that throughout the film very well. Even in the activities that they're doing, it's all very like heightened, romantic. There's paper lanterns, there's snowball fights, there's carnivals, there's like cute moments where it's like, come with me, where are we going? Oh, I don't know, we're going on this romantic date that like I'm gonna surprise you. You know, there's a lot of that kind of dreamy teenage romance. The original cinematographer for the first film, Michael Fimagnari, was actually bumped up to director, so I think that he was really able to play up the visuals even more in this film. From the floating kiss at the end to making snow angels to the beautiful release of the lanterns, you know, there's just a lot of great visuals. The aquarium scene where you're looking at all these little luminous jellyfish in the background. They really pay a lot of attention to that, and I think they do a beautiful job with it. Sort of in line with that aesthetic, Lara Jean continues to have impeccable taste fashion-wise. Every single outfit she wears, I'm like, I wish I had that, I wish I had that, I wish I had that. The music in this movie also ties everything together. It's very much like a trendy playlist. There's music from Blackpink, who are incredible, Sophie Tucker, Marina. Like, they definitely went for some really niche and very like specific sounds, which I think is really important, and they do a great job with it. When I watch this film with all of the different elements together, I just think like this is very aesthetic, this is very trendy right now, and I can see like why it would appeal to young people. And then the heart of the story is obviously the love triangle. You know, Lara Jean is just starting to date Peter. She's a girlfriend now, and this is something that she's not used to. This is a different role for her. But then John Ambrose comes into the picture. We also get that same little oops, I fell on the ground, meet cute with both guys, which is kind of like a fun jumping off point. And she kind of starts to question her relationship with Peter. I think that they dive into relationship issues that a lot of young people deal with, maybe feeling not experienced enough or not good enough for the person. And I think they do a good job as well in this film of making you as a viewer kind of go back and forth a little bit, because obviously, you know, we love Noah Centineo from the first movie, and you kind of come into this one and both of these guys are so charismatic and they both have really great qualities to them. With Peter, it's a little bit more of like an opposites attract, and with John Ambrose, it's a little bit more like, okay, we have a lot of similar interests. And we get to see Lara Jean kind of go through this insecurity of just trying to figure out like, where does she fit? What kind of person is she? What kind of girlfriend is she? Her trying to consider, oh, can someone really get over their ex? Can you, as the new girlfriend, get over their ex? And something else that I think is really nice is that we do get to see more of Lara Jean and her family's Korean culture, and also more about her mom. You know, they do kind of keep that interweaved throughout the story. Even though this is a love story, you know, we do sort of get that little family aspect and their traditions as a family, which is really nice. I will say though, on the other side of things, there were some moments that I felt didn't get big enough for me. So even the back and forth with Peter and John Ambrose, I think that there could have been a little bit of a bigger moment that kind of led to, you know, Lara Jean making her decision. It felt a little bit safe. I also think just in general with John Ambrose, there were so many moments that like they were just telling us, oh, do you remember this memory that we had? And I wish that maybe we could have seen more of that, or maybe they could have been forming something in the present day versus trying to connect us back to some childhood connection they had. It just felt like there were times where they had to try to spoon feed us those moments to try to make us feel a relationship connection there. And then there was one moment where Lara Jean is feeling very down about everything that's going on, and we see her in school. There's a big poster that says Heartbreak behind her, and she's lip syncing a song as she's walking down the hallway. Like, I think it's supposed to be her inner monologue, but I just didn't think moments like that worked in this film. It kind of took me out of it a little bit, and I was like, wait, what is this? When it comes down to it, I think P.S. I Still Love You is a very cute film, especially for Valentine's Day. You know, Lara Jean has a great aesthetic, she's got great fashion, but I actually prefer To All the Boys I Loved Before over this film. I felt a little bit more of a connection in that first movie. I think that there were a little bit more stakes. I wish that there were, I think, some higher stakes in this one, because this film felt like it played it safe. I think part of what's lacking a little bit is just that as much as they try to give us these relatable moments with Lara Jean, there's a part of it that just feels like a fantasy, you know, like nobody's life is that perfect, you're never gonna have that perfect romance. It does take you out of it a little bit, or at least it did for me. I think this film is missing some of the magic that the first one had that made it such a phenomenon. And if you love the To All the Boys I Love series, you'll be excited to know that they are making a third movie, Always and Forever Lara Jean, which is already in production, so that is coming soon. Although I have to say, I was hoping that there was gonna be another sort of like end credit scene like there was in the first movie, and there wasn't, so I was like, darn. I was really looking forward to that, seeing a little tease of what's to come. If you like this one, you can check out more of my Netflix reviews right over here, and I will catch you in my next video. See ya.